Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of the Matchball podcast. My name is Rohan Shirgopekar and I am one of the co-hosts of this podcast. Firstly, if you are watching this or listening to this on any of the platforms, thank you for your support. It means a lot and helps us in every way possible. Now, as I have mentioned in the later half of this episode, this is one of the first time we are making videos about the discussions, interactions, and conversations that we have with the people on the show. So, this is something that has been in our minds for quite some time, and finally, we've got a chance to do this. And thus, to grow this channel and make it more accessible to people, we would require your support. So, please consider subscribing. Please share this video with the people who you have similar insights with on football. And if you like what you see, please leave a like, please leave a comment. Any and every form of feedback is always appreciated. Now, lastly, there is an update on my co host. So, if you have listened to the previous episodes, you know that I have a co host, Siddhant Sonawane. Now, he has been my co-host for the episodes released prior to this, and he's also been very helpful in making the idea of a football podcast into a reality. However, right now he is caught up regrettably in a busy schedule, and he's also preparing for a professional exam, due to which unfortunately he has to take a break from consistent podcasting. That being said, as and when his schedule permits, as and when he gets some time, he will definitely be back on one of these episodes. And until then, I wish Sid all the best in his preparation for his exam. Now, on with the video. Coming right up is a collaboration with Menace and the Monk. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Right. So, hello, guys, and welcome to this new format which I'm trying to implement for the Matchball podcast. And this is my first time ever on video. So, hello, and you're seeing me also for the first time. And I'm glad to be joined finally by Menace and the Monk, Manas Singh and Nidhi Shankar. Hi, guys. Hello, hello, hello.
Thanks for having us.
So yeah, just a little bit of an intro about both of them. So they are both lifelong friends and passionate Liverpool fans, and they have their own YouTube channel, Manus and the Monk, which is at the time of this recording 87 subs away from 1,000 subscribers, which gives you more and more incentive to subscribe to their channel and
Thank you.
check out their content. They are Liverpool fans, but they are one of the unbiased bunch of Liverpool fans which I have seen, which is a rarity these days given how things are around us. So guys, thank you for joining me once again, and we'll jump right into the first order of business, which is that performance against Newcastle. So you guys won 3-1. Just a quick rundown of how the match went for you guys. Any of you?
Nidhi, go for it, huh?
Look, that game, that scoreline will tell you that we sort of did very well, which we did, honestly. But it was not, a vintage performance from Liverpool, right? If you notice that game, we conceded right off the bat. Thiago had a lot of brain fades initially. One of them obviously, resulted in a goal. Controversial first goal. The second goal was all right. I mean, see the Trent goal. It made it look like we dominated the game. Frankly, we did, but it was not Liverpool at their best. Let me put it that way. But 3 points is all that matters. So happy with that.
I totally agree with Nidhi. There was few ne काफी time the Cop and Anfield was a little anxious because we knew that we needed the third goal. And Nidhi ne jo bola is so correct. It wasn't the best, most fluent Liverpool, and it's been that for the last three odd games. Wolves, Villa, and now Newcastle. Like we've got 9 points. That's all that I care about. Not complaining. But if we dig deep, Nidhi and me have had this conversation कि chances create कर रहे हैं, not the amount that we usually do, but still we should be scoring more. Something is not happening in front of the goal. We've just scored 4 in the last 3 league wise, which is not great for us, but 9 points, which is absolutely massive for us. So I don't care.
I mean, I think this is a recurring theme for Chelsea as well. If you see, their performances have been a bit bad given the recent,
You support Chelsea, right?
Yes, I do. I support Chelsea. Yes. So yeah, so it's a bit difficult to. I mean, we can point to the direction that we have a somewhat of a midfield crisis,
Mhm.
but I don't think that the attackers are living up to their full potential, despite all of the signings and all of the hype behind them. I
Yeah.
mean, as much as I love Lukaku, he's not performing well the way I expected him to perform, and how he initially performed when he joined. And if you compare that to how Mo Salah is performing right now, he is the best player in the world right now on form. I mean, consistency, and he has a ridiculous. I saw his goals and assist figure, and it was like out of this world for something so early in the league.
Yeah.
And that again points in the direction that AFCON is coming up. Now,
Yeah.
AFCON apparently is scheduled to go ahead as planned. I've read somewhere that they are discussing a possibility of probably canceling it, but it is
Mhm.
going ahead as expected. And so there will
Correct.
be a big void left in your front three with Mane and Salah both going. So who do you see replacing or probably trying to replicate that void which both of them will leave? Manas, I'll ask that question to you.
Dex Jota though is going to be a show shot starter for us. Firmino has come off the bench in the last league game against Newcastle, so it's good that Firmino is available. Let's hope he stays fit. Origi, जब भी आया bench से he scored a goal. Minamino scored 3-4 goals. Elliot is back in training. So see, it has to be these guys who make it work for us. Now, I don't expect us to sign anyone in Jan. There are certain people who think that this is the time we will make a signing. Ideally, we should, but we won't because we knew that the AFCON is going to happen. We knew this situation is going to hit us, and we decided not to take any action in the summer.
Okay.
So Jurgen Klopp must have a plan in place. I really, really hope that because we got crucial games, we got Leicester, I think Chelsea away hai, and then a few important games here and there. So they could end up missing 4 to 5 games, which could be crucial. 7 if both of them reach the final.
Correct.
So that is going to decide our fortune in the league. Unfortunately, I feel that is where we will stumble as when it comes to challenges for the title. I mean, not being negative or pessimistic, but I don't see the likes of the names that I mentioned being as consistent as Mo Salah and Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane has not scored in 7 games, but he set up both the goals against Newcastle.
Correct.
Sadio Mane non-scoring records are spoken quite a lot, but there's so
Correct.
much things that he offers which others cannot. So, but this is a Jurgen Klopp Liverpool team which always thrives in such environments. We thrive in togetherness. We thrive uh, in just spirit. So I won't be surprised. This 7 games we see Origi score 3, Minamino score 3, Firmino score 3, Jota score 3. ऐसे
Correct.
कुछ हो जाए and Chamberlain scores a goal or two. So I am optimistic as always, but this is crucial for me, Nidhi. This spell is crucial for me.
100%, yeah. I think you have summed it up pretty well. But I'll mention one more name. A player who started to play well recently, although Newcastle was not his best, but Chamberlain. He has put in some good performances. So yeah, but I think the preferred three when Salah and Mane are missing will be Firmino, Jota, and Origi. I think that's got to be it with Minamino and Chamberlain filling in. I don't see Elliot being available that early, and Jordan and Klopp will not risk him.
But
Yeah.
guys, I have a question. Like you mentioned that you would not probably make a January signing at all, but a situation came in last year where I think you had to sign, I think Ozan Kabak on loan from Schalke, and you signed another player. I don't remember. I think from
Ben
Preston
Davis.
United.
Ben
From,
Davis.
yeah. So do you think, given the front three situation, and especially given that Firmino has a bit of an injury, he's more prone to injuries than other players. Do you think that they would go for or maybe someone like if you can name an out of favor striker somewhere in Europe who will come and probably for 6 months, who's a proven goal scorer and can literally, if he's in the box, you have a chance of scoring a goal. Do you think you can come up, you'll sign such a player, and can you name any players that might come to your mind who can fulfill that role?
Nidhi, why don't you go for it?
Timo Werner. Out of favor striker. No, but in all seriousness,
that was a low blow. That was a low blow. that was a low blow. It was actually one that I did not see coming. My mind was going towards someone like Alexis Sanchez or someone of that sort who's not playing for Inter, and this was a low blow.
No. But in all seriousness, we signed Ozan Kabak and Ben Davis because Joel Matip got injured on the second last day of the transfer window closing. Right. I am telling you, we would not have made that signing, and for that to happen, we had to let Minamino go on loan to Southampton.
Correct.
Right. So, realistically speaking, like Manas said, we knew that AFCON is going to happen. वहाँ पे तो पता नहीं था कि injuries होंगी. Then we didn't sign. So no chance we will sign anybody. Look, in terms of names, there are a lot of players here. I mean, I could say Dennis Zakaria. These kind of players are available. But the reality is that, the market is such that, if you have a player with potential, you have to pay minimum 30-40 million. वो तो हम summer में we won't pay. So अभी तो chance ही नहीं.
Then not even a loan signing possible for 6 months?
No, bro. Like Nidhi is saying, there's no possibility. Like you mentioned those centre backs, ka Nidhi and me were doing an Instagram live, bro. We had 4 centre backs who got injured. Fabinho got injured. Henderson got injured. Then we had to let go of an attacker to bring 2 people wages. This is a planned process for us, which is very risky. Like we knew AFCON is coming, 2 stars players are going, but we didn't. So there is no need to press a panic button because we knew this was coming. Like Nidhi mentioned, like ये तो वो जो हुआ वो तो बहुत ही अलग लेवल का स्ट्रेस था. ये तो हमें पता ही है कि AFCON आ रहा है. So I think plan is in place. Whether it's going to be successful is going to be debatable, but we won't sign anyone. I will be massively surprised, like if we sign anyone.
Yeah, so if you look at it, I mean, I was thinking about how it's a 3-horse race right now, given the current scene of things. And if you look at it, Liverpool will lose their star player in AFCON. Chelsea will lose their star goalkeeper in AFCON, and they have another competition to play. This kind of leaves the room for Man City who just have one Premier League and one UCL to stride forward and take probably the lead in the 3-horse race. So how do you guys see this race shaping up, given the circumstances which I mentioned?
Look, City, even with Salah being available or Mendy, let's say the AFCON did not happen or the AFCON got cancelled, I think City have started doing that. Later in the season they start exerting dominance. So that is that's not a variable, that's a known constant, right? Right. I think that
was that a science joke? Was that a math joke? मेरे को समझ नहीं आया.
मैंने constant सुना and I laughed. बोला last night.
Right. So the thing is, see, it would be naive of me to say that we will not have a drop off. I think in Chelsea's case, the drop off might not be as severe, right? Because goalkeepers are important, yes, but they are not so important in build-up play, for example. Like our output is directly affected.
Correct.
Right. So I think that there will be a drop off, but again, that's where I trust you. That's all I can say at this point, and gotta keep believing.
So what is your top 3? What is your top 3? How do you see the season ending?
Nidhi,
Honest?
what is your thought?
Yeah.
Or should I? City to
And-
win it, Aram sir. City to win it because they are only losing Mahrez in that period.
Yeah, and he's not even their star player.
Yeah.
No, he's an important player for them, but like you're saying, Mahrez is very easily replaceable for
Correct.
Manchester. Mendy's, if he doesn't play for City, sorry Chelsea, then Kepa आता है और Kepa का see the quality diminishes. You know,
Correct.
like there's a clear difference. Salah, Mane जाएंगे, clear drop.
Clear.
Naby Keita I'm not counting because like we don't count as Liverpool supporters his presence. No, don't get me wrong, I love him, but we cannot rely on him.
Yeah.
So the only thing is that हमारा सबसे ज्यादा इफेक्ट हो रहा है, फिर चेल्सी का हो रहा है, फिर सिटी का हो रहा है. एज इट इज, जैसे निधि ने बोला, दे हैव रीच्ड दैट फिफ्थ गियर already. It is not even Jan. It's scary.
And they don't even have a striker. That's even
They
more
don't
scary.
even, yeah, matlab they didn't get their Kane, you know, who they were looking
Correct.
for. And it's the only thing about City is that they have a game once in a while where they just are not able to score. You know, like wo hota hai kabhi kabhi.
Correct.
It happened against Palace, Tottenham, then PSG. We can only hope that it happens a few more times as
Correct.
City, as Liverpool and Chelsea supporters here respectively. But it's exactly, it's hope rather than a plan. You know,
Exactly.
and it's see, there's nothing wrong that Chelsea and Liverpool are doing. Sure, Chelsea have dropped points recently. Sure, Liverpool dropped points against West Ham, Brentford. But like, if you look at the point tally of Chelsea and Liverpool, we are in fifth gear ourselves. But
Yes.
somehow City are in fifth gear, and like they are way above us.
Yep.
It just feels like that.
I think fifth gear of a sedan and fifth gear of a supercar make difference. That is how it the analogy you can put to explain how City and Liverpool and Chelsea are playing.
FSG हमारे इसमें पेट्रोल में पानी डालता है, तो भी हम लोग
हमको मिलावटी पेट्रोल मिलता है.
मिलावटी पेट्रोल डालता है जो योगन क्लब चलवा रहा है निधि.
और पेट्रोल तो महंगा है ही, पता ही आपको.
Right. So shifting the attention away from PL, now let's talk about UCL. First of all, whatever that fiasco was, that first draw, then that fail, then that the second draw. Now, before I actually jump to the draw, I just had a question of curiosity today. That Manas, as a presenter, if this happens live, how do you go through that situation? Like, assume you're in the seat of someone who's doing the draws, and then you see something wrong happening, but you can't do anything about it. I mean, like, the people saw that the ball was not picked for the Atletico Madrid, ball was not picked, something like that. So how do you deal that as a presenter, or it's just radio silence? Just shut up and don't do anything.
See, there is, I'm sure the guy who does it, say all people panel over here have a earpiece.
Okay.
So they are told which ball has to be picked up and everything. It was only discovered post that Atletico के लिए Man United की ball was not considered.
Okay.
So it was, in that scenario, you just go ahead with the draw, which was done, and then later it was discovered. So I personally feel, see, obviously it was a fiasco. Like it was like it. I mean, you are round of 16 Champions League, it cannot happen, but it happened. But what I like is that they acknowledged it and they did it again. You know कि हम लोग ने mistake किया, but उसमें भी साला चेल्सी को लिली मिला हुआ.
Did you see the memes after that? There's a meme of Roman Abramovich on his phone, and then a iMessage screenshot. Release the family now.
But yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. You would just deal with it.
Right. So yeah, you had Salzburg in the first draw, and then you would have taken that any day. Now you have Inter Milan, which is a strong team.
Yeah,
a very strong team. So how do you see your performance panning out towards over the two legs?
Look, Inter have been doing really well. They're the Serie A leaders. Especially after they lost both Conte, Lukaku. People expected them to drop off, but to their credit, they've been doing well. Look, I'll say one thing about Red Bull Salzburg though. Salzburg, a lot of people were saying easy draw and everything. Salzburg are the kind of team, they have an upset within them, right? we all remember the game where we were leading 3-0 and it became 3-3 at Anfield. Of course,
Correct.
Salah scored and made it 4-3. But the point I'm trying to make is there are no easy games. Having said so, Inter will be tougher than Salzburg. There is no doubt about it. But again, we've absolutely demolished the group of death. So we have to have some faith in our players. Hopefully, Salah and Mane will be back, and there will be no injuries at that point in time. But again, you have to respect Inter. So nothing is a foregone conclusion. But again, you have to approach it how it happens at that point in time. A lot of people are already trying to assess the draws. The thing is, there is a good 3 months between that time period. Right. A lot can happen. There is a transfer window in the middle. There is a lot that can happen. So as of now, I would say that it's 50-50. But again, it depends on when that game happens and what are the situations.
I totally agree with Nidhi because I think 16th Feb, 17th Feb is when we play our first leg away. Transfer window, AFCON, COVID, injuries. ये तो चार चीज which no one can influence on. So we cannot predict who's going to go through. But speaking about Inter Milan, Conte left, Hakimi left, Lukaku left, but they have that same winning mentality. They play the same system under Simone Inzaghi, sorry, and they have really good fullbacks, wingbacks in Perisic and Dumfries. And लोगों ने सोचा था when Lukaku leaves, their standards will drop, but Dzeko is doing really well. Lautaro Martinez is, I would say, like Sergio Aguero mold, but slightly lower quality. They signed Çalhanoğlu from Milan on a free. So, matlab, they are a very, very good team, yaar. Matlab, and
they have Nicola Barella also, if I'm not wrong.
Barella, the midfielder of Euro 2020. So, I mean, they have three centre backs are solid. I think, see, I'm just building them up so that we realize it's a tough game, but we are Liverpool, okay? We are, when it comes to, if people say, okay, three favorites to win the Champions League, I would say 80% of the people will include Liverpool in that, which is one of me. So I expect us to get over the line, but it won't be easy. The first leg won't be easy at the San Siro. But, I mean, these are the games where Liverpool shows up, man, and I'm very optimistic about it. Like Champions League and Liverpool, there's something special, bro. Like there
European nights at Anfield is something that even as a Chelsea supporter, I would love to see.
And San Siro has already seen Nat Phillips. Like, I mean, they wanted to see some master doing their work after after Maldini. So we gave them a show of Naldini.
Bolton Baresi.
The Bolton Baresi.
Manas, it was your tweet, right? You had said something like Ibrahimovic fulfilled his lifelong dream of playing Nat Phillips.
Yeah. मेरे को 2-3 मिलान फैन ने गाली डाला, but I'm like, गालियां तो अभी part and parcel of life.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it's a good draw, but a better draw for Chelsea.
It is a better draw for Chelsea, but I mean, I don't know, man. Like given this month, I have decided not to be very optimistic. I mean, I don't know. I can't simply just blame the midfield crisis and get on with justifying how Chelsea is playing. We've had, I don't know what's wrong with Saul Niguez. I really don't know what is wrong. I think it's a similar situation to what Kepa went through as a keeper under Lampard, and yeah. So,
but Nidhi, Saul के बारे में, Nidhi, if you think about Saul, like Diego Simeone is not stupid to let Saul go out on loan, right? I mean, there had to be a reason. That's why he let him go.
Look, we had this conversation on our channel, and somebody had said, and it's true, Saul was, Saul has not been playing for a while, 1.5, 2 years he's not been playing well, right? And for him to be 28, whatever his age, 27, 28, prime of his age, he was playing consistently in the Champions League. He was still, allowed to go on loan. It was a situation where Saul was available. The teams were taking calls on, whether or not to get him. So that's there. But I'll tell you something, Rohan. You will get, thrash Lille. Look, no disrespect to Lille, but they are hapless. I mean, you are the European champions. You ought to have some, give your
Some
team
belief.
credit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Lille's not getting anything out of that.
I like how you I like how you said no disrespect and then proceeded to disrespect the entire living out of them by calling them hapless.
So I mean, look. It would be like, it would be like a Man City fan being worried about playing Port Vale,
Yeah.
right? So
I'm not surprised they're not playing Port Vale in the Champions League. How draws work for them, bro.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I mean, look, Chelsea. I mean, they will get.
Yeah. I hope so. And you mentioned right that there is a long time between the draws and the actual matches, because I remember when we got Atletico Madrid last season, they were the table toppers. They were by quite some margin, and we were struggling under Lampard. And when we actually played them under Tuchel, they were not in the best shape of their that particular season. And I think they dropped some points, and I think they had injury concerns. So it is fair to say that there is, despite the draws being made right now, there is a long time when it actually pans out. And of the four things that Manas mentioned, COVID is being a bit of a worry right now. I mean,
Exactly.
we have a match day today with only 3 matches or 4 matches combined from yesterday and today, which is very uncharacteristic. So, like, and I read right now, just before our recording, that Chelsea have had a request to postpone the Wolves fixture denied by the Premier League, which is very
Yeah.
strange. I mean, I don't know.
I only think that has happened because, brother, your post Jan fixture list is insane. Like, you're also going for the Club World Cup. You're playing
Yep.
the Champions League, the FA Cup. So I think a club like Wolves, if it does it, there are more weeks to fit in those games. I think Chelsea ka nahi hai.
Okay.
This is the only logical explanation I can come up with. Because I heard today 3 more Chelsea players have turned positive. 3 more.
God.
Nizar Kansela just tweeted that
Okay.
today 3 more first team players have tested positive. And there is a possibility that today on the bench for Chelsea, they will only have 4 players.
Arre bapre.
Is that even allowed?
No, so Nizar has tweeted. Nizar is the biggest journalist for Chelsea.
Yeah.
He said that only 4 might be on the bench for Chelsea. So I mean,
Wow.
it is reached a point where this is happening, and unfortunately, if Chelsea decides to postpone, where will they play is the question. So maybe that is the reason why it has not been postponed. Yeah. Very unfortunate here.
Guys, I have a question. Now, I read this. I don't know if this is true. So I'm just asking you guys. I don't watch a lot of other leagues, but it said that none of the other leagues, their games are getting rescheduled, postponed. Only the English league. And the tweet obviously, tied it down to the vaccination rates. Is that true? La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, their leagues are going on fine. There are no reschedules or what, or is this just someone making?
I think only in the Bundesliga there are no fans. Fans have been stopped from entering, so they play in an empty stadium. That's the only thing I observed. I've not watched the Bundesliga a lot.
Bundesliga, the Bayern region, Munich region, there are no supporters now. 2 weeks back, it was 50%. Rest of the region, it is 50 to 75%. And the vaccination thing, Nidhi, like you mentioned, is that the players in La Liga, Bundesliga, and all the players being double vaccinated percentage is way higher compared to the Premier League. So the players being double vaccinated, अभी जैसे Bundesliga में Bayern Munich में they docked wages of the likes of Choupo-Moting, Kimmich, a few other players because they were not double vaccinated. And because of them, others got COVID. So what they did is you are suspended for a month, blah, 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 no wages, blah, blah, blah. So they are very strict. Either optional hai abhi bhi, whether you want to take the vaccine or not. So, I mean, See, abhi tak we cannot comment on vaccines, na Nidhi, because it is everyone's right. Like, and you and me have a debate on it so much. But ultimately, human choice over here, and I am very proud. Yogi Klopp is very honest, saying that take it. वो बोलते ही रहता है, take it, take it, take it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Look, I mean, you know my views on vaccination. It is an absolute must. But let's talk about something else. Let's not make this about a COVID vaccination conversation.
Yeah. And ek to mera, this is my first ever episode. I don't want it to be so,
Expansive.
expensive.
Heavy.
No, I mean, I'm okay with heavy stuff. I'm just not sure whether the people who watch this, they would be happy until we started talking about vaccines, and then that will be a problem for me. Spamming the dislike button.
As long as you get a like or dislike, it doesn't matter, bro.
Reactions.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. So yeah, do you think the Premier League should be suspended for a few weeks? Any of you?
No. I mean, I don't want it to be. That's a very simple answer because life revolves around Liverpool and गेम्स बाद में पोस्टपोन होगा, गेम्स बाद में पोस्टपोन होंगे, इंजरीज होगी. ऐसा नहीं कि जैन फेब में कोविड नहीं होगा.
फिर वो फिटनेस का भी इशू आएगा that people will not play.
वो भी फैल सकता है. तभी भी फैल सकता है. So I think the only logical thing that might happen now is that fans are not allowed, which again is such a downer because
we don't like fake noise. We don't like fake noise.
Watching, yeah, as men, we don't like any fake noises, right? So, so even sitting so far away, if you are just seeing supporters in the stadium, it makes just such a huge difference. So, but I think that is what is going to happen. No fans for some time. This is what I feel.
Yeah. Look, I think the fixtures will be there will be a break. It's not about us wanting or something. Obviously we won't want that, and the reason is, of course, there will be a bit of a melee fixture pile up. Let's also not forget that next season will be also affected because there is a World Cup next season as well. So fixture pile up this January, December, whatever that period is, will affect this season and next season, right? Because there is a World Cup scheduled next year in November. So, but I think at this point, because of how widespread it is, it's going to end up happening, and I think we should be preparing ourselves mentally to see empty stadiums again.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good that even if there is an unfortunate postponement of English football, we do have scintillating fixtures in other leagues as well, which could fill the void that Liverpool and Chelsea matches will leave when they are not where there won't be no fixtures of them. Right. So before we have reached towards the conclusion of this episode, but I just wanted to throw in a question to both of you. What are your goals for your channel in 2022? Have you thought about them? Have you thought about them? People make resolutions. Let's talk about goals. I like goals better than the word resolution. How do you want your channel to? What are the goals basically? Any of you?
Nidhi, since you are elder, you should go for it first.
So Manas gets more time to think about it.
No. I will just add on. That's it.
No, see, I mean, look, that the channel that we started, honestly, it's not so much, although, it's not so much about numbers. But I will not lie. Obviously, it feels good when people subscribe, when, the community becomes bigger. It feels good. But the goal was never to get to a number and hence do that. The idea was to just, keep doing what we love doing. And, that's what we're going to continue. Hopefully more people join us along the way. But yeah, I mean, the goals, the plan is to just, keep creating interesting content. So we've started doing YouTube lives. This year we collaborated a lot more. So that's going to be continuing. That's going to be the theme continuing in the next year as well. So that's what the goals are. The goal is always content and not so much of numbers.
Yeah, I totally agree with Nidhi. Like, we should just enjoy this because beach mein there came a point where we were like, yeah, we're doing so much, like we wish the numbers were better. But then we went back to point A and realized, boss, we did this because it was an escape for both of us. And we are so proud that 900 odd subscribers, and in a year plus 2 months, we have 100 plus videos on our YouTube channel. We are doing Twitter videos now, we're doing spaces, Instagram lives, YouTube lives. Uh, I mean, the aim was to actually in 2022 to watch a game at Anfield together and
Yeah.
cover that journey, in episodes. Like I don't want to reveal everything, but the goal was to watch a game and cover it, in multiple
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which would have been great even for non-Liverpool supporters. This is what I feel, what we felt. But अभी आया है नया वेरिएंट, सो अभी मेरे को पता नहीं ये 2022 का गोल 2023 में होगा या 2022 में हो सकता है. But eventually, like the aim is to be recognized as that Liverpool channel from India. That where these guys and I genuinely feel Nidhi and me are such people who we have other people do our reviews, by the way, at times. Like
Oh.
we invite people to do reviews of the game. We invite people to do previews of the game. We invite people to talk about like you have invited us. So talk about topics. So we like to get people involved. We are approachable people. So ultimately the aim is that people recognize us as that channel. And yes, we're happy that you mentioned that. You said we are not biased, we want to be those people. And don't laugh. And, we want to be those people who are those people, approachable people, and people recognize that this is a Liverpool channel. And yeah, let's hope we grow, let's hope numbers grow, which is secondary, but if they grow, अच्छा लगता है.
अच्छा लगता है. Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. I mean, if you look at your channel as a video diary of all the things that you wanted to talk about Liverpool and collaborations, that will make, if the aim is to make the diary as big as possible, the numbers and the success and everything will follow automatically. I feel so.
सक्सेस तो पता नहीं क्या है, बट
नहीं वो वही तो I mean in this particular the thing that we do, we don't know what success is.
Exactly.
So the thing
But
is, you just
Nidhi,
keep on going.
but Nidhi, isn't it a success in a way that Rohan has called us to shoot something together? Like that people call
It
us,
is. It
recognize
is.
us.
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, it obviously feels good to be invited, and this is such a nice conversation that we have. But like Manas said, we want to be recognized as that Indian Liverpool channel, right? Indian guys that talk about Liverpool. Numbers, like you said, wo to secondary. But that's going to be our thing for the next year as well.
And Rohan, you know yourself, we don't charge too much to feature in a video, right?
Yeah.
So
उतना तो नहीं
Too
लेते
much?
हैं ना.
Too much? Too much? Too much?
हमारा budget भी FSG, हमारा budget भी FSG.
So no budget, you mean no budget?
basically हम आपको पैसा देंगे, आपको वीडियो.
Nah, man. It's really nice that you guys agree to these collaborations, because to not get a response on a DM is very heartbreaking, as Manas has mentioned in our first ever video. That we always like special things happen when you special things begin with a DM, and when you don't get a response on the DM, it's always a problem. It's always
try until you succeed.
Exactly. If not, move on. Right.
Where is this going?
That is the thing. It goes anywhere. Right. So with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you, Manas, as Manas and the Monk, on featuring on our channel. On our channel, Sid is not here, and I'll give you the reason about it at the start of the episode. There will be a different segment about this.
Right.
And with that, thank you guys for joining me. I'll leave a links to all of your individual and combined socials in the description.
Is this going to be on YouTube?
Yeah, it will be on YouTube.
Smash that like button.
Oh yes.
Smash that like button
Yes,
right
yes.
now.
Smash that like button, like, comment, subscribe, and whatever you want to do. But like, if you like what you see and if you want to see more of this, not just with Manus and the Monk, but from me and other people as well, please do consider subscribing. Please leave a like, please leave a comment, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you. Good day. Goodbye.
Thank you.